Hello everyone, today is Monday, 19th of May, so time for another market weather bulletin to see what Bitcoin is doing and mainly to make some plan for the coming week. Before moving to the chart, make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a comment and a like, as it will help to grow my YouTube page, and make sure you trade with me on ZoomX. ZoomX is a super cool exchange. You will find my referral link, and I will explain you later the very cool campaign we are running right now with the ZoomX team. But without further ado, let's move to the chart and let's see what Bitcoin is doing and try to map together some level. So as always, we start from an 8K chart. Not much is happening from last week. Basically, Bitcoin is just trading few percentage below historical all-time high at 110K. And we reach here with two important factors. One was the reclaim of this old range we had, so making of this big move a deviation, and obviously by breaking the bearish market structure we had on this move down here and starting to uptrend. So high time frame bias remain bullish with the caveat that we are very close to resistance, even though is an all-time level yet at 110K. So from a range perspective, not an area you would like to turn giga bullish. Always remember, in a range, the best place to be bullish is a discount. So if this is our range, best place to turn bullish is below mid-range, so in this area here, and best place to turn bearish is premium above mid-range. Now I just moved the level pretty quickly just to have an idea. So to map some level, we do have our range. We'll ask help from the volume profile. We take it from here until here just to see what it gave us. It gave us a very big area. Let's mark it from before it was deviated. This seems a little bit more reliable, and we are trading exactly a range high, so not really an area you want to turn giga bullish, and around 90k we have the range low. Point of control here is here. I like more this mid-range because, as you can see, is more exchanged. Probably the point of control, we can see the wall area, and we see that is more similar to this level. So let's map this point of control. If you didn't watch the video where I explain how to use volume profile very quickly, point of control is the most traded level in terms of volume and interaction of this wall price action. So this level is a very important level. Is from in one end the most choppy level, as you see, was exchanged a lot of time, but is also a control of this range where often price might come back to visit it. So on high time frame, we know that we have to be careful because we are below range, but our high time frame bias is bullish, so we are looking potentially for a swing long. If we have to further map some level, probably here there was a supply that was sliced through here, so it's not much relevant. So we do have the last standing resistance above the one that we are trading right now, that is the all-time level. So this is not much, but is only the level of interest for above current price. Below current price we have more level of interest, and there are these two, let's say, move that we have. This is the big bullish move we had, and this very big from 74 to 107, 106, and this is the most local move that we had from here. So from 93 to that level. So in this case we get the Fibonacci level of this bigger move, this is an interesting level because of all this support resistance level we had here, but at the moment it's not really actionable, so probably we'll delete it later because it's very far away from current price, so not interested for our weekly trade plan. This level is more interesting because it has confluence also with this level here. Further, so we agree that this could be a potential level in case we get this huge dip, especially because it's range low and is the level of this bullish move, but being so far away for the moment, we simply discard and we will open again in case we get this very, very big down move. So the first level of interest is this consolidation that we had here, that we can probably see it also on higher time frame. This is the 3-day, so we can say that this 3-day order block that we have here is a level of interest. I mark it very widely and not so precise because I'm not that interested on the order block itself. So this is the level of interest. Here there is some further 12 hour is this red candle, little consolidation that we had in the way up, and this will be my 2 level of interest in case we get a dip. Just to zoom for you, all this block here, the 3-day was the 3-day red candle that formed here. The 12-hour order block is this little red candle that we have formed here. So I'm not really super technical on this because I'm just interested in the area. So this area is along with the point of control and along with the 2 Fibonacci level, the golden pocket and the 0.75. So on high time frame, the interest remain to long a potential dip in case it comes of this potential market structure here. Because chasing here at range high is very not suggested, at least on high time frame. Then we will see how it's possible to exploit this little range and all the posts I posted today and in the last days on X about this little range. So high time frame, the interest remain on this level, that is more or less the level of last week, with the first entry probably here on the golden pocket and a second entry potentially down here to 75 or at the beginning of this order block. So we would have more or less an average entry within 97, 98 and 95, so around 96. Probably we could average down a little bit here to be in the 12-hour FB and the 3-day order block to average down the entry a bit lower than 96. The logic of this is that in case we get a dip, we want to enter below this fair value gap, that is the displacement we have here, the strong move we have to the upside. So we want to see this level filled and then moving up. Again, not a prediction that this is what will happen, but could be an interesting level. As you see, we left a fair value also here, so there is nothing written nowhere that all this value must be filled. Most of them get filled with the time, but we don't know if the time will be now or in 12 months, 6 months, or whatever the markets want to do. So this is just a logical level to try along with a clear invalidation below this order block, with the enter in this block that was the consolidation that create this displacement and the last move. This move would be good to enter here with this invalidation and to have a first take profit around resistance all-time high and then potentially moving higher in price discovery. The stop loss, I think, should be few points below this order block, because we never know in case this level are tested how deep can be the wick on this level. As I posted last week, for me a logical level for this expansion phase would be the Fibonacci extension of this move here. So to make it again, since we are in price discovery, we do not have resistance level or liquidity level in case we move higher. So the logical level would be the 1.618 Fibonacci extension that is bringing us at around 130. So something below here, but it's a level by level, step by step. Once again, the bias is bullish, we are below resistance, so we have to be careful, but in case we get a dip of this bullish continuation, then we can see the price moving, or hope that the price will move again to test the resistance level. If this resistance is broken on the second time, then we can see for a move on price discovery, but level by level and step by step. So this is the move I can see. Another point is why I'm not interested to shorting this level, for two reasons. One is because we are below all-time high, so I can see price breaking down and whatever, but in a bullish structure like the one we have here, with the fact that we are just below price discovery, I see more potential for upside for many reasons. If this was a well-known resistance from the past, very established, that was tested many times, years and years after years, I would look for a short somewhere here. But until we are below here, I'm not looking for a short. If from this level we move straight above and we get a rejection, then this could be an interesting level for a short if we sweep this liquidity here. But here, current level, not really interesting. Also, I wanted to show you the funding rate. Funding rate in Bitcoin now is practically neutral, and this is very important to understand, due to the fact that we are so close to all-time high. The last two times we visited this level was in 20 January and 15th of December, and as you can see here, end of mid-December funding rate was very high, and 20th of January again funding rate was very high. So the market was extremely overexposed to long position, and that's why the funding rate was so high. In the case of our current move, the funding rate is so neutral, and this allow me to speculate that markets still have strength to move higher, because there is no leverage long here to be punished as we had back here. In this case, and specifically in this case, there were a lot of perpetual long, so we went up and then we moved down to punish all of them, to create then this environment for this move to move again above. Now we are reaching this level with a very much healthier market. The only worrying point is MicroStrategy that is buying very aggressively. So once you have one single entity buying so much, and so having so much strong buying pressure, it can be dangerous, because it's still not a very healthy market if it's like a monopoly of buying pressure, but still, without having a very strong funding rate, I don't see the market so exaggerated on the long exposure to go aggressive on a short here. An aggressive short could be more logical if from here we move up and we deviated inside the range again. So for the moment, for the swing position, this is my main interest, this 90, 97, 95 level, and then I want to check with you this little range and how we can trade it. Just I want to make sure you trade with me on ZoomX. We are running now this super cool campaign, so you can find in the description below my referral link to join in ZoomX. And with the team of ZoomX, we are running this event where we match one by one all your first deposit up to 100k USDT. So basically, to give you an example, if you deposit 5k USDT, you will get 5k in funds, in tradable funds. So you will be able to trade with 10k. It's just important you read all the rules here. This event is just for first ever deposit on ZoomX. So in case you have already an account account and you already did a deposit, make sure you create another account, so it will be counted as the first ever deposit on Zumex. Zumex is a non-KYC exchange, so it's very easy to sign in. You can make multiple accounts as long as you use one email. It's backed by the same liquidity and the same function of Bybit, so it's super simple to use. Make sure you immediately started to use with me using the link in the description below. So we go back to check the chart of Bitcoin, and this range here on the 1 hour is a range that has been, let's say, of paramount importance on the last days. Just to map it a little bit further, as you can see, now we are trading exactly at the point of control. So if we take this range, we can see that this range was pretty exploited over the past 11 days, so it's starting to be probably a little bit exhausted. We did have an initial small SFMP swing failure pattern at the range high. We did have a sort of deviation swing failure pattern on the low. Then we had this nasty rejection yesterday night, and now we are back at range low with a bounce at the point of control, that is this level here. So honestly, at this stage, this range is a little bit, let's say, over traded. So I'm not really interested to take action within here, but to look again for extreme, and the extreme at this level are this 107 and this 100. So whatever we get move close to fill at least partially these weeks. This is also a week on some time frame, probably on the 4 hour. So what is the point of these weeks? Probably in the 12 hours, okay, no? That these very strong move usually tend to be filled partially. So either the one on the bottom of the range, and the one in the bottom on the top of the range could potentially be taken out, or could potentially filled partially. So what is the point of this range? Price has been consolidated all the time inside this range, but even in all this deviation that we had up and down, we are still back at the point of control. So it means that all these aggressive moves that we had on the range extreme were not capable, or were not able to break out from this range. So the price always is attracted back inside the range. So probably this implies that we need further liquidity hunt or further aggressive move to move outside of this range, and that's why you try to avoid as much as possible to do business here in the middle. So for me now at the moment it's difficult to plan a trade setup on this range as I do with the swing trade, because this swing trade I show you here, because this range is still evolving and I'm not sure how the price action will develop. So the interest would be, let's say, marking out further level. Let me remove this that is making conf. Okay, so we do have this extreme sweep, this extreme sweep, and along with this sweep we have some supply here. And the demand here is probably this one that is already tested several times. So the interest for the short would be a tap here, a rejection, and then a continuation lower, or a sweep of this high and then a low time frame market structure break to look for a move down. Contrary here, not really interested in this demand because it's already tapped many times, but potentially a move like this and then a move higher. I'm not a breakout trader, but you can also argue that in case we break and we move higher, you can look for long, and if we break down and we move lower, you can look for short. But to me, that's not really my style of trading. I would just look for range continuation here. Of this range. So for this range, potentially shorting any rejection here at range high supply and potentially longing if we sweep again and then have a low time frame market structure break. But this will require a lot of attention, a lot of presence on the chart to make sure we are able to trade. Just for the short, remember that we have all-time high just above that level. So the sweep here can be dangerous because we are very few points from all-time level, and when the price move higher, you can have human greed kicking out and push the price higher and higher. So in this bullish trend, I'm still much more interested on longs exposure rather than short. For recapping, the what for me is the most important, and is where I would allocate more risk. For recapping the swing trade, we are looking for a possible dip down a little bit below for a bullish continuation of this aggressive move we had from 74, and the level of interest is point of control, 12-hour and 3 days order block, around, let's say, as close as possible to discount of this range, so below range low, below mid-range, and along the Fibonacci level of this move we had basically here. The Fibonacci of this second leg, and we are looking for a continuation for a potential third leg. But as long as this little range is not resolved, I will just try to scalp this range whenever I have time and I'm in front of the computer. You can't scalp ranges if you don't have time and you are present there. Just forget about this range and just look for swing position. I think is everything for the video. Remember about what I said about the funding rate and the short position. Not to me, not too safe to short so much a market that is so overexposed to long in spot and not in leverage. And as always, make sure to stay safe because we can have still some predatory price action on the coming day. Today's Monday is a slow day. We will see how it develop, and then probably from tomorrow we'll look for more trades. If it's not clear how I calculate this order block, the next day I will release an educational video on the learn and trade with Popeye, specifically on order block that, as you know, are a very important part of my trading strategy. So I hope you will find it useful also whenever I map them and I use them on my chart. Remember to trade with me on ZoomX. I'll leave you the chart for a few seconds in case you want to take a screenshot. And before leaving, make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a comment and a like, and stay safe out there in the market. We'll see in the next episode. Bye.